Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Petty Cash Podcast, where this episode represents the last of the Petty Cash. I am your host this week, Vinny, a.k.a. VCG Cosplay. And as always, joining me are my beautiful co-hosts, Joseph, Charles, Danny, and Sabrina. Guys, hello, what's up? What's going on in the world?
You called me beautiful.
Don't let it go to your head.
Isn't saying much. I mean, I gotta let something go to my head.
He's bald! I kind of figured
he could do the Homer Simpson finally.
we gotta go get you a yellow shirt now.
Yellow shirt.
Yellow shirt?
Oh, white, sorry.
Hey,
we're all like, what?
skin.
For some reason, we went from Homer, and my brain said Charlie Brown.
Oh!
Well, I mean, yeah.
Danny, did you stick your head in the bowler shiner again?
Good grief.
Shiny.
Good grief.
My head could bowl a strike.
Oh, I only got a spare.
Oh my gosh!
A spare tire. Woohoo!
Sabrina just has like
Spare
this
ribs.
blue Marge afro.
No, although I have dyed my hair blue before.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you and me in stereo today? What's going on?
I don't know. I guess, sitting next to you during this podcast, you've just been like, yeah. Oh, hell no. No.
That just made me sad.
Yeah, I went to the passport office this morning, got all that taken care of finally, and then when I got home, ate breakfast, and then
Oh, you did it all yourself, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're shaving your head bald.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna pay a barber.
Exactly.
I could do
well,
this.
well, yeah, but I mean,
we gotta get the shaving cream in mind. We gotta full on bald.
Oh.
No, I used one of those like the tri head shavers.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah.
it's certain parts are cleaner than others, but yeah.
Feel his head, Sabrina.
she's like, no. She is actively pulling away. Oh, patted him.
There you go.
You're not rubbing it at night, are you, Sabrina?
Oh my gosh, Vinny.
All right, we gotta
Wow.
dye Danny's eyebrows white and then give him some white pants. All right, Mr. Clean.
I mean, he's already wearing a white shirt.
Or give him a green crystal and he's about to kill Superman.
Which version of Lex, though?
No, not the Jesse Eisenberg one.
It would either be Gene Hackman or animated series Lex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Kevin
there you
Spacey,
go.
man.
Yeah.
No.
Kevin Spacey aside, I liked his performance.
Oh, yeah. The one that kryptonite shivs Superman in the back.
Kryptonite, now fly.
Man.
So, Sabrina, how's your week been?
Why her?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going around and making sure we all hear our sides of the story.
Okay, is that how you're doing
Because
it?
Danny
Okay.
started, then Sabrina, then you, Joe, and then Charles. So
Go ahead.
Okay.
we're going
Okay.
in order.
All I did was reveal myself, man. I didn't tell you how my week was.
You
started it,
revealed
you ran with
yourself?
it, and you took over my episode. So let's go.
we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi.
Well, you did say that you wanted to mention something.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So this is from previous recording. So before we started last week, I had brought Vinny a Pepsi Zero Sugar New Improved Taste, and I also brought one for myself. Charles went and drank it.
You gave it to me.
No, I put it down. You just immediately grabbed it, thinking it was for you.
No, you gave it to me.
No, I just put it down on the table. I didn't say, here you go. I just put it down.
I thought you gave it to him.
No.
No, there's two of us that said that you thought that you gave it to me because you said here. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, I'll try it.
But I think he meant here to me, and then when you saw it, you're like, oh, okay. By accident. But I agree. I thought you gave that to Charles to try.
You're freaking out over a Pepsi can?
Yeah.
All I wanted was a Pepsi.
Oh my
Pepsi,
god.
pal, you're gonna have to pay for it.
Just give me something without any sugar in it, all right?
No sugar.
All right, so then I owe you a Pepsi. Fine.
I just thought that was funny. Like, in the moment, I was like, this man took my Pepsi, but I was like so tired I kind of didn't care.
This episode brought to you by Pepsi Zero Sugar.
We are not sponsored by Pepsi.
Oh my gosh.
No, please. Next thing you know, there's like this big banner at like the Super Bowl. Because Pepsi is one of their sponsors. Like, oh shit.
But other than that, I started my like full-time new position out in Scottsdale, so it's been
Congrats.
Fun. It's been fun waking up earlier just to drive to Scottsdale because fuck the 101.
Oh God.
Dude, yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
The 101.
Yeah.
Yeah, 101 North. No, fuck that.
It is the
Yeah.
scariest drive you'll ever have. You have to be awake at all times.
I don't like
yeah.
driving in the morning. I don't like driving the 101 on the weekends.
No.
So
the
surface
vibe.
streets for me.
I mean, north on the 101 on the weekends isn't too bad, but it depends on the time of day.
Just the 101 is bad.
Yeah.
Well, and even the 202, like if you're going by the airport in the morning, can also be pretty nasty as well.
Yeah.
God
Oh
forbid.
yeah, you have to be up at 4:30. I know, just because
Yep.
thanks to Dad driving and all that. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seen back-to-back cars. I'm like,
It's like that, as much as I didn't like the whole like COVID thing that we had going on, I did enjoy the fact that at least the traffic wasn't so bad.
Yeah. But that like majority of people working from home.
Exactly.
Woo! Work from home.
Yeah, work from home. Yeah.
Because I remember when I worked at the high rise, like taking the 202 at like 6:30 in the morning, empty. Like on Sundays especially, there was no one on the 202.
Exactly. Yeah. So I do kind of miss that part of it.
And now it's getting worse with everybody moving here to Arizona because God forbid
Oh.
I ended up late again. Like I left an hour early to get whatever I had to do done super quick, gas station up to your place.
Well, you were still on time though.
You beat Joe.
Nah, still, we should have been here
saying
early. I know that's like one streak out of the entire month of like working. It's like you're late, Parker. Always late. Always late. I'm glad you guys got that.
You're a nice guy. You're just not dependable.
imitating an Indian. Come on now.
Thank you for cutting customer service.
You racist bastard.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Danny, I could go on.
He took the stones from here. Although oh, dude.
Oh, we lost Vinny.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Well, Vinny's gone bye-bye. What do you have, Sabrina?
Yeah, to answer your question. Sabrina, take the wheel.
You must
No.
go to Bangkok. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. No. This week a lot of work stuff. A lot of new work stuff that's gonna be happening soon, which is exciting. But I guess the big thing is that on I guess we can go back to
No, it was this past Monday.
Yeah, it's past Monday. Well,
Sunday for us, Monday for you. Yes?
yeah.
Yes.
But I'm going back
Okay.
to when you met my fam.
Yeah, I finally met the parents.
Finally met the parents.
There you go. Come on, details.
Tell us some juicy details.
I mean, there's not much to tell. I mean, like at the dinner, I got the vibe that they liked me. I mean, heck, her mom hugged me when we first
Yeah.
were introduced. Like, okay,
Aw.
feeling
Oh.
certain
The
sign.
dad like getting his gun like Han Solo propped up ready.
I shook his hand, so I felt like okay, this is the introductions went well.
Question: was the handshake
It was firm.
firm?
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Did you kiss it?
Your Majesty.
The princess has been fabulous.
Oh my.
Sabrina, I hate this guy already.
Where the hell did you find this guy?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, school. But no. Yeah.
Why did I send you to that school?
Got a receipt? Come on, I mean,
But on Monday night, I had dinner with them, and they all had a lot of good things to say. They really liked him, so I'm really happy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Joe,
What?
how was your week?
Good, I guess, except like I'm fucking hungry. Man, I did the taken up this new diet, man, and like it's not like if I want to like snack on something, like barely any like candy or like chips or anything. So I'm like my thing is like substitute it with like salty, no fat crackers and
like saltines.
and no sugar peanut butter. But it's just like it like suppresses my hunger for a little bit.
Okay.
But it's just like, oh man, like that last night and then today, like this morning, I was like, oh fuck, I am really hungry. Like, oh, this sucks.
It's terrible.
Yeah, and going for runs and everything, controlling my breathing and all that, which I'm just like, oh, okay, so that's how they, people last long and shit. Yeah, so straightening up like this diaphragm and shit. I am by any means no fucking health expert and all that,
But you're basically doing what works for you.
yeah. So that's how am I going? Other than new diet routine, not much, but I have been building up like fan edits and all that on my Plex drive. And
Dude, there's some really. I haven't watched anything yet, but there's some really cool stuff.
there are some, yeah.
He showed me a taste of Boba Fett, and I was just like sitting there going,
He was just like, "Holy crap, dude! Like, we have to see this and all that." I'm like,
I know it's a bit of a joke, but like seriously, movie night. We need to do something.
dude,
Oh, yeah.
like
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
after this, like we'll definitely show like the first couple minutes because I just granted you access, so. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you have a Plex, don't open it on the phone. It sucks. So just do it on,
A
video
browser.
game. Yeah, on computer.
Desktop.
Yeah.
if when we have this movie night, I'm bringing my Boba Fett helmet and I'm wearing it. 'Cause
I expect nothing
I'm
less.
sure you will.
Yeah.
I am Boba Fett. So, Charles, tell us about your week.
Well, it was a pretty busy week at work. I won't get into all the details of it, but let's just say there was a bit of a changing at work. I'm okay. So
got
yeah,
fired.
yeah. Anyway, but yeah, just busy trying to get everyone lined up again and getting releases at the door. Getting new people lined up to do certain tasks and stuff like that. Just it was busy and crazy. And this next week's going to be busy too because we got a lot of stuff coming up as well. But that's fine. Keeps me busy, keeps me entertained. So, but as far as today went, today was fun. So the morning wasn't so bad. Just typical. Get up, eat breakfast, whatever, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, you know what? I need to get gas. I'm gonna get something to drink because we're gonna be doing the recording, and I'm gonna leave a little early so I can do that. I get dressed. I'm about ready to go. I walk out by my washer and dryer there out of my bedroom, and I'm like, sniff, sniff, sniff. Like, what is that smell? I'm like, oh, geez, cat. Exactly. Yeah. Smells like teenagers. Yeah. Anyway, so.
Oh, Jesus. Are you okay?
Choking on the flaming Cheetos. Anyway, and I'm like, oh man, okay, the cat, went number 2. I need to cover it up. All right, fine. I'll clean. Exactly, yeah. So I got to clean it up.
Wait, the cat took a shit? Like,
Well, yes. Well, in her litter box. Yeah,
Oh, okay. But the way you made it sound in chat, it made it sound like she shat by the door.
that's why I was like, I'm not going to sit
Hold
on
on.
the couch.
Hold
Oh,
on.
no.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
So, I'm going to preface this by I love this kitty to death. She's been with me for over 20 years. I love her to death. But as she is older, she does have moments of senility or being senile.
Bladder control.
Not really so much bladder control, just that
Bowel control.
Well, no, she's got that too. Her problem is that she's not always fully aware of where her positioning is in the litter box.
Oh.
So, as I'm like, okay, I gotta go, clean this up, empty out the litter box, and everything like that, typical stuff. I turn and I'm like, wait, why is there a paw-shaped mark on the ground? And I just see paw shape, paw shape leading out. I'm like, no, gosh, all right. So I'm like, okay, where's the cat? Okay, at least she didn't go into the bedroom, so it's not on the carpeting. I'm like, okay, I can mop this. And so I start.
Okay.
So I'm like,
You ever see that movie Beethoven?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the dog like shakes.
yeah. Yeah, no. So anyway, so I shut the door. So I shut the door to the bedroom, and I go, and I'm like, okay, I go and get my cleaning stuff to quickly mop the floor and the disinfecting wipes and everything like that. And as I'm going, I'm starting to see the trail that she took. Like she first went to go get some water, and then she turned around, and then she walked took a long route around by the television, then went over close by the front door. And then apparently that's when she realized that she'd stepped in something, because now you see a streak of it
Oh no.
right there. And then you see more steps, and then now she's on the sofa. I'm like, and she's actively cleaning her foot. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, guys, we're not sitting on the couch anymore.
I'm going to anyway. So I'm like, okay. So I clean the floors and everything like that. I message you guys real quick. I'm gonna be late because I gotta clean up this mess. So I'm cleaning up all this mess. As I'm going, I keep finding new spots that I missed. So I'm like, all right, I'm going. I look at the car. I look at the sofa, and I'm like, I don't really see a mess there, but I'm like, I know that I'm gonna have to wash everything, the cushions and everything like that. So I'm like, okay, I'll have to do that. I'll do that later. I'm like, I don't have time to rip those off because they're not exactly easy to get pulled off. Yank it over there and throw it in the washer. Plus, they would be sitting there until I got back. I'm like, that's not. Anyway, so I'm cleaning all that up. I take a disinfecting wipe. I go over. I'm like, Cammy, I know you're probably doing a good job with that, but I'm going to clean this up anyway. And so I'm cleaning it. She's just going, meow, meow. I'm like, I'm sorry, Cammy, but,
You're gross.
You're gross, yes. So finally do that. Clean up the litter box. Look at my watch. I'm like, okay, I don't have any time now to get gas. I'm like, all right, I've still got a quarter tank. Fine, I'll just come down here. I come down here. I forgot that they were having some freaking marathon, whatever. So I'm like, okay, my usual route. I'm like, I see all the cones and everything. I'm like, okay, well, I can't take my normal route. I'm like, all right, I'll just go further down Center, and then I'll turn left and head down to Gilbert and go down. I can't make a left at I forget. It wasn't Guadalupe. It's Center, and it's right before the convention center, the Mesa Convention Center.
Oh, okay, I know where that is.
Yeah, that road. Anyway, and so I'm like, I can't make a left there, but the road's wide open. But they won't make me make a left. Like the cop is actively stopping it, even though people are able to go into the parking lot and then come out and then take the road down anyway. So I'm like, what's going on? Whatever. So I had to go all the way down to Main Street Mesa, loop back around, come back up, and then take a right to go down the road that I was trying to go down. And so then I'm going down that, and then I get to Mesa, and for whatever reason, rather than, even though traffic is able to go through, they have the gates blocked off right before the turn. I had to go through the gas station to get onto the road. And apparently the people were pissed off about this as well. They took the barriers that they had put up in front of the gas station's exit to get onto that road, and they threw them off to the side. Oh my God. and because, here's the thing, all the traffic was still coming down Mesa. So there was no point why they had that barricaded off there.
So I kind of deal with the same situation this morning because up Gilbert Road, they're building up these new industrial buildings on my street, and they blocked off traffic to merge into one lane, but there's no real reason to even do that. They could have scooched the cones over to make 2 lanes, but they decided, no, we're going to merge it to one on the busiest street in the freaking Gilbert and Germain. But yeah, man, it's just a crazy morning, huh?
Yes, it was. And
Well,
yeah.
Since it was I believe last week we had a special someone's birthday. This will maybe hopefully cheer you up.
Oh, what
the?
Oh.
Happy birthday.
All right, well, happy birthday to me, apparently. Thank you.
What's in the box?
Yeah.
What's in the box?
Never say
smoky bacon.
never say I don't get anybody something on their birthday. Everyone deserves something on their birthday.
You didn't have to.
I know I didn't, but
I still gotta eat you something.
You don't have to. I already said I'm not hurting for stuff.
I know, but I feel bad.
Oh, great. I got a
I got a knife.
here, I got it.
Oh.
I think. Let's see here. Bust out the keys. There we go. All right, I'll just set that down there. Let's see what we got. What we got here? What the? Oh, cool. It's like a little precision toolkit.
It is a precision screwdriver kit with I think over 30 different heads.
Heck yeah.
That's sick.
Definitely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I could definitely use one of these. That's a pretty nice, actually.
He's like, what am I building for you?
No. It's a trap. There's no caveats to that. I personally saw that and I'm like, okay, this is something I would want to use just to have like a nice precision like screwdriver kit instead of just like the 3 sizes I have because there's so many cool different screw heads on there.
Yeah, I really like it. It's a nice case. Did you get one for yourself though?
No.
You need one of these.
I know I need one.
I need one
but
of
I
these.
figure, okay, gift first, me later.
Oh my gosh.
He doesn't need one of those. He needs like a full home improvement man of the house.
Well,
kit.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, he does, but he needs to start somewhere.
Studio.
Yeah. I mean, I have screwdrivers. I have a drill. So I have some tools. I just don't have like a small shed's worth.
But you need you need a good drill and everything in between all that. Like you need a man's tool.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, Vinny. Your hand motion.
Welcome to Home Improvement, guys. I'm Vinny.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna be Al in this whole situation.
Okay. I've watched like maybe 3 episodes.
You could sit there and just go, I don't think so, Vin.
Okay. But continuing in the not official segment on this podcast, but we're going to be trying some more weird foods. Sabrina was kind enough to get me some more of this stuff. We have more Japanese gummies.
Ooh.
We have grape, strawberry, mango, and melon flavors today.
Ooh, yummy.
I'll take a melon.
I'll take a mango.
And I found those at Target.
Really? Mm-hmm. Thank
What do
you.
you want,
Going to
Joe?
Mekong Plaza. Whatever.
Grape, strawberry, mango, melon.
Great, please.
What do you want, babe?
Strawberry.
What do we got? Ooh, it's kind of like
It's like a high chew.
Starburst.
Thank you.
Kind of like the texture of it.
It's more like a high chew. Oh my god.
Well, it's made by the
Oh, wow.
same company as the ramune and the other ones that I gave him.
Oh, these are delicious.
It tastes like I'm actually eating the actual fruit. That's really weird.
Mango. Or melon.
Oh my god.
It's not ASMR, Joe.
It's scrumdiddlyumptious.
After you guys try that, I got something else for us.
Melon's
to try.
good. I like melon.
Mango's delicious.
All right, give me your bag.
I will say the cola and the ramune one, those were amazing.
Yeah, but I like the ramen better. So, as Joe's trying this already, I brought with us for the podcast Cheetos Flaming Hot Tangy Chili
Just
Fusion.
one, damn it.
Come back to me. I'm still chewing.
All right.
All right,
I gotta try this one. Let's see here.
one for you, 18 for me.
One for you and 20 for me.
Oh wow, those are amazing.
Oh, we got a little popcorn. Oh,
It's got a kick.
That's good.
It's got a really good zing to it.
I like that.
It's kind of a delayed zing, like it
Yeah.
hits after he's.
Oh, it's so amazing, dude.
All right. Fine.
Ooh, there's like a little bit of like a weird like taco aftertaste.
Yeah, it's
A
like
little bit, yeah.
It's like a barbecue zing kind of flavor.
Yeah.
like-
And then goes taco.
Barbecue. Someone added like the Taco Bell hot
Seasoning.
Oh yeah.
I like this a lot. I'm not a Flamin' Hot Cheetos fan at all, but this I'm really a big fan of. I love this.
Yeah, that's good.
That is actually really good flavor. Yeah.
But the topic is not trying foods. No, Vinny, what is our topic today?
So this is something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and it also involves.
Sorry, what?
Steam wasn't coming out of your ears when you were thinking about it, right?
You see the cogs like slowly turning, all the rust coming off.
First of all, how dare you try to sleep during my session? Second, no, this is something I've honestly thought about for the last few years, and the topic is perfection. Now,
Like the game Perfection.
no. Pop goes perfection.
Anxiety to game.
On there.
But in all seriousness, though, like, I've thought about this for many years because it involves like the cosplay community. It even involves like in our pop culture community, and especially involves in dating and relationships, where people sit there and they say, I'm not perfect, or you're not perfect to be this character, or this film isn't perfect, or like this is just something that's universal.
It's true.
And I was watching. It is, and I was watching the clip from Good Will Hunting with Robin Williams.
I've never seen it.
Never seen it?
No.
Oh,
I love
Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier. Had
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? It's a beautiful movie.
It's
got-
he script helped rewrote it. So
cool.
yeah.
It stars Robin Williams, Matt Damon, and Ben Affleck.
Damon.
Damon?
Matt
I always say
Damon,
Matt
His
Damon.
name, he's not Damian Wayne.
So, okay.
Damien.
The reason why I say that is honestly is because of that movie, World Police. What is it?
Oh, World Police Task Force?
No,
something like
Team
that?
America World Police.
Yes.
Yeah.
Team America. 'Cause,
Matt Damon.
America! Fuck yeah! Going to send the motherfucker there, yeah! But anyways, there's this beautiful scene with Robin Williams and Matt Damon, and he talks about his wife, his recently deceased wife, and how like when she got nervous, she would fart, and they would just have like a laugh about it.
Yeah, I remember. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen bits of it. I've seen
Right.
that
That's
at
what
least.
won him the Academy Award.
Yeah. And
Tim talking about farting.
and that scene,
I wonder who wrote that part in.
No, that was improvised.
No, I know.
Oh.
I didn't know, but when he talks about that scene, that's a loud jump. When he talks about that scene where it's not about finding whether or not the person's perfect, because he says you're not perfect, she's not perfect. It's about being perfect for each other, the right kind of perfect. And I reflect on that a lot when it comes to relationships, for one, and also just again the idea that people will sit there and say, "Oh, you're not perfect for this role, you're not perfect for this cosplay," and blah blah blah. And it's just I thought we would talk about this and kind of touch bases on it a little bit, because this is kind of that weird in between visual perspective of what someone's visualization of perfection is. You know what I'm saying?
I think
No,
so.
I think I get what you're aiming at. Yeah, yeah.
So it's like I guess I want to start around.
My fault. They're not perfect. Keep going.
It's so hard when you're making me laugh. But no, like in recent terms, not naming names, but the girl that I've been interested in, she.
Oh, that cartoon girl, yeah.
Don't spit your drink out there, Danny.
Almost did.
There's a lot of equipment. And pew!
But it's like people make that argument with each other where they say, "Look, I'm not perfect," or blah blah blah. But it's like again, it's not about you being perfect. It's about you being perfect for me or us being perfect for each other. So it's just one of those things I like to touch base on, where it's like I don't care about perfection. It's like if I like the person, if I think they're great, then that's more than enough for me. Like if we fit well, we fit well.
Right.
And I guess we'll start around the table on that perception.
The
Like,
couple first here.
I mean, mine as well.
You got a problem? Sabrina's like, well, we all know Danny's far from perfect.
Exactly.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You gotta bust the balls with the couple. I guess.
Yeah.
I could just see Danny on stage of the Addams Family. I'm perfect, you sons of bitches.
You may be weird, but you are perfect.
Exactly.
You are perfect.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. What was the question again?
So, like, what's your guys' like when it comes to perfection? What is your guys' take on that word? Like, what do you guys think about when you think of that word?
You're in therapy session right now, so please,
I mean, it's hard to think about like people being perfect because there's no such person as someone being perfect. But
come on.
things can be perfect. Like
unless you're the Fifth Element.
Oh my god!
But like things can be perfect, like metal, like even like you can like iron out or like hammer out the imperfections to make it perfect, or like designs can be quote unquote perfect. Even there is a little bit of a stretch when it comes to like calling designs perfect, whether it be for architecture or in the case of like the design of like props, for example, like the blueprints and stuff. Like, this looks perfect. Is it actually perfect? It's a little hard to say, but I think in terms of like, I guess, relationships, there's not really a perfect relationship. I mean, I personally feel we are a good example of a relationship, but we're not perfect. Last year was very much an example of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, because like again, there's like we said, you know, iron, metal. You know, when you make stuff, there's always going to be imperfections in it, but sometimes the imperfections are what makes it perfect.
Yes. Yeah, it adds to the character of whatever you're looking at or whatever you're designing. Like, the imperfections add to its perfectness, if that makes sense.
It gives it character. It gives it a unique perspective.
Yes.
So yeah, I agree with that. Sabrina?
The fuck is that?
No, sorry. I was like deep in thought about like what he was saying. Yeah, no, yeah. No one's obviously far from perfect, but I guess I'm like finding your person. Oh my gosh. I mean, at the end of the day, you just go for the qualities that you go for.
Yeah.
And that you like in someone. Like, yeah. Like, each person has their own, like, qualities or whatever that they look for. So, like, you can't...
Damn right.
Like, for Will, I needed to make sure that he was funny and that he was a nerd.
Well, I mean, you know, check and check.
Well, yes.
It's one of those things, like, it's so small and, like, technically insignificant, but it's not insignificant. It always, like, gives me a little bit of pride that I can still make her laugh.
Aww.
It's their little quip. So. Keep going.
But, yeah, no, and then relationships in general, they all take time, and it takes time to find your, I guess, your end-all, be-all person. Like that, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, a lot of trial and error
Yes.
when it comes to dating, which sucks.
A lot of error.
But, yeah, no, we've all been through that.
And that's a funny thing too, is like every time I hear people talk about like, oh, the perfect date, I'm like, shut the hell up. There's no such thing as a perfect date.
I'll just say this: if everything was perfect, this world would be fucking boring.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems to always be kind of the thing, where it's like, if something isn't quite perfect, it actually makes it a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that date, there was a little mishap. You two laugh about it. It's actually better.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine.
No.
Yeah, no. And everyone has to work out their kinks. Everyone has something. Like, yeah, because we're not perfect. We all have our flaws. And, like, it's our flaws that also balance each other out, if that makes sense.
And you can't expect, you know, a majority of their personality or their kinks or their flaws to change just for you. You know, like, that's another thing too. Is a lot of people expect you to change for them, or you to change for them to change for you, and it's like you can't really expect that. You just can't.
Right.
That's unnatural of somebody just to expect.
Right.
And hell,
And
like,
it's unfair as well.
yeah. Also, kind of one of my favorite moments when it comes to like perfection, like the greatest lesson of that too is Tron Legacy.
Yes,
You would-
it is a perfect movie. You everybody's fan edits suck.
But not even. I've never seen any fan ads for Tron.
There's a couple, and they're fucking awful. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
Wow.
Like,
Good
there's
to know.
Yeah, there's one where they just merged the two together, but I don't want to talk about Tron. Like,
They merged the two?
no, yeah, I
the-
mean
the two movies?
as one movie. Yeah.
Why?
Just to
Okay.
make it like a 4-hour movie or something.
Oh,
It's, yeah.
that's stupid.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, yeah, people who do fucking Halloween in 2018, it's just like, okay. But,
All right.
yeah,
All right, whatever.
Like that one edit of the Sandman edition where you combine Halloween 1 and 2 together.
Oh yeah.
There's that
I,
one.
I get the title. It doesn't work for me. The Sandman edition. No.
Yeah, I get it. But no, like Tron Legacy, you know, Flynn, or not Flynn, it was Clue, who's
yeah.
consistently chasing for the perfect system. And, you know, it was his confrontation with Flynn that pretty much made him realize, you know, perfection is right there in front of us, but we can't achieve it all the
No,
time.
perfection is unknowable. It changes. It's spontaneous all the time. It changes.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And then Clue freaks out, beats the shit out of Jeff Bridges. Well, Jeff Bridges. But
Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
But I don't know. You're gonna get me talking about Tron, so.
Well, do you have anything else to add to the conversation?
I think I said it in that one sentence. I mean, if everything was perfect, it would just be, when it comes to, I don't know, when you're talking about perfection and all that, no one strives to be perfect unless you're Bruce Lee or some shit. But even that motherfucker's not perfect. He died early in life.
Yep, unfortunately.
But he left a legacy and all that. I mean, the good die young, so.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
What does that say about us? But,
These old people right here.
You
Oh, you'll get there, boy.
He said it.
Let me tell you something, son. One of these days you're gonna get up to our age.
we age like fine wine, sir.
Yeah.
When you guys did.
be my age, you'll be wishing you were in your 20s again. Mark my word. What? Podcast, what?
Abraham Kawanyama.
Grandpa, get me ahead like that. Grandpa, it's your turn on the podcast.
What? My turn. Oh, shit. I didn't have anything prepared.
No, actually, I do. So actually, for me, it hasn't been so much perfection that I've ever had to deal with in terms of like looking for perfection in a person per se. Like I've never held anyone to that like standard. Like I know everyone has their flaws, everyone has their imperfections, and that's what makes everyone unique. And that can often be desirable, like because you can be like, oh hey, I'm good in this one area, somebody's good in another area, we complement each other, that sort of thing. So I've never really had a problem with the perfection in that. My area of perfection that I personally had to work on was in collecting. So when I got into the Pokemon trading card game,
He really has to catch them all.
yeah, exactly. So I oftentimes like strive to find like the best looking card. You know what I'm saying? Like
Those were the days.
exactly, yeah. And so I was oftentimes being maybe a bit overly critical because of that, of like the card's quality and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And that expanded into other things that I collected too. And, I need to make sure that, the figurines that I got, they stay in their box and they look nice and blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And then that extended to, like, my movies. I need to make sure, those stay pristine, blah, 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 and all the things like that. And that, that bit me, like, once or twice, and I realized I needed to scale that back. Yeah. And so, I still like to keep my stuff nice.
Yes.
But I don't fret over every little, nick or mar or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I've actually, when I started getting into, crafting and stuff like that, like for my proton pack and things like that, even though I obsessed over the details to ensure that I tried to get it as close as I could to like the movie and or how it looked, I started allowing myself to have imperfections. It not be quite exact.
Like, as long as the basic shape is there and it's recognizable as what you are building, then it's fine. As you make it your own.
Right.
Like, my first pack, for example, it doesn't look like your stereotypical proton pack. I put my own like paint job on it. Like, some of the tubing is like, it's in the right place, but it's not the right tube. But that's mine.
Exactly. Yeah. And so through that, I think that helped me to scale that back some. And so, yeah. So that was kind of like my, battle with perfection, if you will. Yeah.
I can relate to that heavily because back in my day when I was still collecting the Marvel Legends figures, every time I saw the figure I wanted to go for, even to this day, like I hate myself for it, but like you always make sure that the paintwork is perfected. You always make sure that the action figures you collect are perfected.
That the face doesn't look weird.
Yeah, and honestly, it's one of the reasons why I stepped back from toy collecting because I just got tired of the repetitiveness.
No, I agree.
And so it's like, even with props, like some of the people I see in the prop community, they strive to even get the brush strokes right. And if they don't get that right, they freak out. I'm like, okay, it's not perfect. It's just a prop. Take it easy. Like, take it easy, sweetheart.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are some places where you do have to strive for perfection in terms of like precision tools or precision calculations or things like that. Like if you're trying to send someone to the moon or whatever, you got to strive for that perfection. You know what I'm saying? I can get that. But for normal day-to-day stuff, we don't need to strive for that, at least in terms of the things that we use or the things that we have. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we certainly shouldn't be doing that for people because that's impossible.
Like someone even made up, we've all seen this, the human anatomy if it was perfect to survive a car accident. And that is the weirdest thing I have ever seen. Did you guys ever see that?
No.
I've never heard of that.
It's like a human with a large head, no neck, weird rib cage. It's like
So basically, the big head mode from GoldenEye.
Sort
okay,
of.
interesting.
It's the weirdest design. It looks like half human, half ape. It almost looks like the missing link because they're saying that this body is designed to survive a car accident, which makes it perfect. And I'm like, I would not
makes it more resistant.
It makes it resistant. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's really weird.
But going back to like the collecting aspect, like I still have a little bit of that in me. Like for example, perfect example, I went to Zia the other week and they have some of the new No Way Home pops out for sale, and they had the Final Swing suit Spidey. I'm like, okay, I need you, but why is there like a white powder on you? Like I know he's swinging through the snow in that scene, but all the other pops I've seen of that specific one don't have like a weird like white film or powder on like the neck and the top of the body. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put that one back. Cut to yesterday, if not the day before, I go over to Sabrina's place and she bought the exact same one.
I didn't notice that.
That's perfect.
Sabrina's like, it's perfect to me, and Danny's
Yeah,
like,
I know.
unacceptable.
Like I didn't notice it.
Aneurysm.
So with like my collection, like it's perfectly suited for me. I think I can say that it may not be a perfect collection. Some of the the stuff has like some like the tiniest of dings or like a small like scratch on like the side of the box, but like it's perfectly suited and tailored to me. Like you look at it and like that's his collection.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good way to look at it. Mm-hmm. Even related to that, like with some cinemas and whatnot may have you, like there are always movies that we think are great but never perfect, and it's just like, even with its
T2
flaws.
is a perfect movie. You shut your mouth.
Aliens.
In 3 different cuts, it definitely is. What action movie should strive to be?
Okay, one movie I will say is a guilty pleasure of mine that's not perfect, but I love it in every aspect. We talked about this. The Roger Corman's Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It's god awful.
Look at me!
Oh my gosh.
And then you have Doctor Doom
And that is the most perfect comic book adaptation of the Fantastic Four ever. By how silly and awful cheap it is. Yeah. So I mean, for perfection, give me, go around the table and everything. It was kind of making me like think back to this trip a little bit. So I was actually going through like movies, toys, and all that, and it was funny that like I came across like a bunch of let's say Batman figures. There was like 3 Wonder Woman figures, a Superman, and I think I had a couple Flash toys from the CW line. So I was just looking at it, and I just realized, whatever I have, and just being a late 80s, like early 90s kid, I always say, no matter what, you would always go back to, your first introduction to Superman, Batman, your first line of superheroes and all that. So what I mean is, no matter what Batman iteration there is out there, I would always go back to Michael Keaton. For Superman, I would always go back to Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
I would always go back to, Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, and so on and so forth. So to me, like, that's my high standard. And, not even, I know people love, Snyder's Justice League and all that, but I'm not trying to talk about that. That's just, it becomes personal opinion after that. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so there was this trip just recently. He came back from my brother's 40th birthday at Disneyland. So it was just my sister and I were driving around the car, and it got like, not a heated exchange. It was kind of like a little personal thing. And she was just like, well, why do you want to leave? What would make you want to stay and all that? And I was like, well, if everyone got their shit together, which again, that's that was kind of like a snarky little response, but it was just like, not everybody, but also myself. And so, she caught me in a red, and I was just kind of like, venting frustrations and all that on the road, like, how long do you intend on being gone? And I'm just like, enough to cover everybody. And she's like, so not for a while. And so I was just like, yeah. And so I didn't understand this until, when you talked about the topic. And so for me, it was, your hunger for, trying to obtain like a status and everything. Mm-hmm. It's, Joseph, there will be people missing you. There will be, you have to have a limit. She was just telling me. So there was this quote that I found, and it took me a while to just kind of like, our talk got to me. And it was like, the journey to perfection is a self-destructive one. Mm-hmm. And so there comes a point where, I'm just like, it's kind of like in Forrest Gump, how he's just running across country and everything. He's like, I'm tired. I want to go home now. Yeah. And it's just, that's, that quote and the thing with Forrest Gump is, it's true. There is a thing where with perfection, I do not, and I'm trying not to like ramble on or anything like that. Believe me, like perfection for us, I would say, we always want to be that successful filmmaker. But that was a fucking dream job and everything. That's definitely something like, we like to walk the red carpet with the elite and everything. Mm-hmm. So, how I cope with it, I saw an Uno deck downstairs.
Okay.
It was the Ghostbusters one.
Oh, nice.
Which one? Which Ghostbusters one?
The good one.
Okay, good.
The 2016. No.
Oh, my.
But like, cards fell out, and I was just putting it all back together and all that, and not like OCD or anything like that. It was like an Uno reverse card. It was funny. I got back and I chuckled to myself a little bit because I shouldn't strive for perfection. Perfection should strive to me.
Oh, okay.
That's fantastic.
I like that.
So
that's an interesting
my
way
of coping with my inner peace with myself. So
All
I had
right.
16 years of, and of course, when someone makes a great quote like that, they die like 2 months later or something. But
Don't you fucking dare.
I will put
Please
that on
no.
the back of a book.
Don't leave me, man.
But no, that's definitely like that's how I cope with my inner peace and all that. Like perfection is unobtainable. Yeah.
What is that like, Joe?
Hold on. That's what it is.
Oh, my gosh.
Silent but ending.
But anyway, enough for me. But yeah, they were like, "Damn, dude, that guy really got deep with it."
That was good, though. That was good.
Legit. It's always Vinny's topics that get us talking about like deeper stuff.
Because that's what I want us to do. Like this is
I
this
know.
is absolutely fantastic. Like I love that. That's what I strive for.
Yeah, they're like, "Shit." People like, listen.
I know. Get back in there, T. Get back in there, T.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I mean, there's no way I could certainly top that. But the way I see it is that as long as I make small improvements to myself as I go along, that's a good thing. I don't strive for perfection because I know I would drive myself insane if I did. But as long as I'm making little improvements every day, that's the thing makes me happy.
Yeah.
So.
Like, there are a lot of things in this world that makes us, like, fucking cringe or question, or kind of, like, put us... We all have that, like, that little class elitist feeling and all that. There was this quote from Freddie Mercury that I would take to my fucking grave. And he's like... So his last words when he was dying was, whatever you do, you could remix me, you could change me, you could update the lyrics to my songs, whatever, write books, cartoons, make fun of me, whatever. Just by the end of the day, please don't make me boring. And I was just like, that is perfect. And I was like, so whenever you see like memes of like, if you could, resurrect one singer, to sing at a concert, who would it be? Of course, dude, Freddie Mercury was just taken away from this world way too. Yeah. He would, I'm sure there's other people that are like, no, like Jimi Hendrix or,
Michael Jackson or something.
Michael
like that.
Jackson now, but yeah.
Yeah.
But like there were like memes even before when Michael Jackson passed away that like, who would you bring back and all that. So yeah, that's just one legacy to go and all that. So speaking of collections and all that, of course, we're not going to be buried with our items.
Right.
That too,
Yeah.
Nice. But it'll be a treasure. One eye Joey.
You'll just see a proton pack molded to my coffin as a
Oh my
ghost town
God.
wall.
Oh my gosh.
No, I can see it now. No. No. But
You pull the lever. Just
no. Oh, what's that thing in Back to the Future 3? We may need a blast. Boom. That's where my collection is with the like covered up DeLorean.
That was the third one, right?
That was the third one.
Okay, that was the third one. Yep.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so, no, for me, that would just be like, that's my treasure. Like, like this is what I would pass down to like, you better take care of this shit because my shit is cooler than your guys'.
That's fair.
Fair.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
wait,
no,
actually, I think it
between
was the
family.
second movie at the very end because he said like,
No,
we
third.
need.
No, it was the third.
Back to
Yeah,
the
because
Future.
I think they were trying to get back to the Old West, right?
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but they had to dig up. He had to dig
originally
up.
it was supposed to
DeLorean.
be. Yeah, it was originally supposed to be. We got to send Marty back to 85 because he got stuck in 55.
Right.
Right.
So that's why when they're at the graveyard they find fucking Emmett Brown passed away from
Right.
Yeah, his
Over a matter of
tombstone.
$80.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, not to interrupt really quick, but we brought it Back to the Future Part 3. So, I think I've at least only told Sabrina about this. One of my favorite YouTubers are a pair of guys who run a channel called Preview, and they do reactions and whatnot. They have a podcast as well called Fix It, where they take movies that miss the mark and fix them. And the latest episode I listened to was Back to the Future Part 3. One of their fixes that would have made an amazing third part. Because if you remember Back to the Future Part 3, there was not a lot of like quote unquote time shenanigans. Like in the first one, you see like, oh, if the more he stays in the past, the more his like the picture fades or he starts fading.
Right,
In
because
part
he's
two-
altering the timeline.
In
Yeah,
part 2, they're back in 1955. You see multiple versions of Marty and Doc. Third one, the only thing you have is the picture of the tombstone fading. Like, oh, maybe it's Emmett's name, maybe it's Marty's name. That's it.
Right.
One of the fixes they brought up was time loops.
Time loops.
Yes. So
Expand.
I'll have you guys listen to this afterwards. But it's basically live, die, repeat. Like say Marty gets killed by Buford Mad Dog Tannen, but then he wakes up the next day. It's the same day over again.
So it's like Groundhog's Day.
Yes, but
Oh.
how it would have been explained is like, oh, you damaged the timeline, and now you're stuck in this time loop.
And he has to fix it in order for it to continue.
Yes, and
Got it.
Yeah, I'll have you guys listen to it, but like listening to that, him explains like, oh, this would have been a perfect way. Kind of ties in, but a perfect way to end the trilogy. Like a really cool time travel concept. Like. Yeah, like there weren't a lot of like movies before Groundhog Day that did that because Groundhog Day came out in 1993. Back to the Future Part 3 came out in 1990. So it would have been one of the first, if not the first, examples of time travel, time loop in science fiction movies today.
The time paradox.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, with time travel, obviously it's all theories, and so there's theories of like multiple timelines. There's theories of a singular timeline that either will always correct itself or can be altered. But then if it does, it changes what happened to the people that went back. That's kind of like what Back to the Future was going for, is that it was a singular timeline, and if he went back, he could alter it, but then it would have impacts on the future.
Right.
So,
like,
yeah.
Back to the Future is one of like not the perfect example, but it's one of like the main like standards of like time travel rules.
Yeah, there's a couple other time travel
Time
movies.
Cop, one of the
Time
great
Cop.
example of one.
And then there was another one. Was it Looper? Or
Looper was a good one.
Yeah, Loop.
Is that
Yeah.
a time travel?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
I'm thinking of the right one with Hayden Christensen.
No.
No,
No.
with Bruce Willis then.
No.
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah, Bruce
It
Willis.
was Bruce. Yeah.
Bruce
Joseph,
Willis
Joseph
and-
Gordon
okay.
with that.
Yeah. And
Jumper.
then-
That's okay.
Jumper.
Okay.
Yep. There was Jumper, and then kind of could argue.
Doctor Who.
Oh, Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Well, that and also Terminator. Kinda.
One and two are probably the only best options of that. But
Right. Although it gets really dang fuzzy, like the more the movies they do.
They never. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was that brief snippet of time travel in Avengers. So.
Oh, yeah, Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That was awful though.
that weird explanation about time travel.
It made sense to me, but I know why people don't like it.
yeah.
It's a cop out, is what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, crud.
Basically they were trying to be smart about it and make it like an imperfect version of time travel, but in reality they just made it confusing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this was a really good topic to talk about because like I know we're wrapping up here a little bit, but no, I definitely wanted to bring this up because I think this was a really good topic to discuss. Joe, you aced it on the cake with your quote.
Dude.
My God. Like, that was gold.
Yeah,
that was a good one. That was good.
Have perfection chase me. That is what I strive for here, and that is absolutely fantastic. And
As you take a chunk out of the table. No, I'm kidding.
I need this to survive, man.
I'll buy you a new one.
No,
Oh
you'll
my
build
God.
me.
Ooh.
You have any idea how much those tables at my work cost?
No.
Exactly.
They cost more than your rent.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt good.
Anyways, guys, so it's like we all said, perfection is just out of reach, but perfection is right there. It just depends on your perception and your perspective on perfection. And honestly, again, my good friend Joseph, he topped it off by saying, "Let perfection chase you." And take this with a grain of salt or a sweet bit of sugar, but just know that this world ain't perfect. So let's just strive for the little imperfections and make this world perfect in our own way. So, with that being said, this is the Petty Cash Podcast.
Hold on. There's one thing I need to add out there for the people out there listening.
Yes.
Okay. So the strive for perfection is unobtainable, but I could always strive for happiness.
Yeah.
There you go.
Bingo.
Uh-huh.
There you go. All right. They're like, God damn! But do something with your life. Anyway, the end.
Make the most of it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So this is the Petty Cash Podcast. I am your host for today. This is Vinny.
Joe.
Charles.
Danny.
Sabrina.
And this is the Petty Cash Podcast. And as always, remember, slow down, chew your food.